Hello, and welcome back to Tivilon's Umbraco training series. In this tutorial, we'll dive deeper into Umbraco's content section and explore the rich text editor of Umbraco, where you'll be creating all of your site's content. By default, when you log into Umbraco, you'll automatically be directed to the content section, but you can always access it by clicking the content icon in the sections panel of Umbraco. To get started, let's create a new page in our content tree. Before we dive into creating text pages, let's take a look at the link document type that we had mentioned in our previous tutorial. The link document type essentially allows you to create links in your site's navigation to external websites, media files, or existing content that may actually appear elsewhere in your own site's content tree. We'll create a link by right-clicking the page we'd like this link to appear under and selecting the link option from the document types drop-down in the pop-up window. Once we've created the link, you'll notice that there's only one field on the link document type's link panel. This field is called a URL picker, and it allows you to select the content that this link should go to. To set the link to an external site, you would click the URL tab, enter the desired URL in the text box, and then click Save and Publish. Alternatively, if you wanted to link to a media file like a PDF or an image, you can either use the Media tab to select media that has already been uploaded to the Media section of Umbraco, or the Upload tab to upload media to this field directly. In our example though, let's just create a link to some existing content. We'll click the Content tab and then click the Choose Link. Once we've done this, we'll just need to navigate through our content tree in the pop-up that appears and select the page we want to link to. Let's save and publish and head over to our site to see what this effect has had on our navigation. You'll notice that we now have a link called Test Link in our navigation, and if we click it, we're directed to the Contact Us page that we had selected. Now let's see how to generate actual content pages. Once again, we'll create a page in our content tree, but this time we'll just leave the text page option selected in the document type drop-down. Once we've created the page, we'll see the content panel of our text page document type, which includes a page heading field and a page content field. Our page heading field is text that will display at the top of each of our text pages. However, if we leave it blank, the site will use the page's name instead. Let's move on to the page content field and explore the rich text editor of Umbraco. Above the page heading field, you'll notice a toolbar much like you'd see in Microsoft Word. This toolbar allows you to modify content that you enter in the rich text editor. Starting from the left, we have our Save and Publish icons. To instantly publish changes made to the content, you'll want to use the latter. But the Save option is helpful for staging and previewing content changes before you make them live. Once you've saved content, you can preview it using the next icon in the toolbar. Clicking this icon will open a preview version of the page where you can view exactly what the page will look like once published. Next, we have an HTML icon that allows us to directly edit the source code of the content. While this allows us to have the most creative control over our content's appearance, it should really only be used if you have experience writing HTML. Next, we have our Undo and Redo icons to undo or redo changes we've made to the content. Alternatively, you can use the normal Undo keyboard shortcut or Redo keyboard shortcut on your operating system of choice and achieve the same effect. Moving along, we have our Cut and Paste tools, whose functionality can also be achieved using keyboard shortcuts. The next tool allows us to paste content from Microsoft Word. This is useful in that text styles occasionally copy over from Microsoft Word and can negatively alter the layout of your content. This tool strips out these styles and just pastes the raw text. Next, we have the Styles dropdown, which we primarily use for creating headings and subheadings. If we expand this, you'll see that we have an H3 option, and if we select this and type some content, we have successfully created a heading in our content. Next, we have the standard bold and italics tools, which are fairly self-explanatory. We then have an unordered list tool for creating bulleted lists, and an ordered list tool for creating numbered lists. With each of these tools, you can add list items simply by pressing the return key. After these tools, we have our After these tools, we have the decrease indent and increase indent options, which allow you to indent content if you choose to do so. The next icons in our toolbar are the insert hyperlink and remove hyperlink icons. To insert a hyperlink, we can highlight some text, click the insert hyperlink icon, and then we can either enter a link directly in the URL field here, like google.com, or we can navigate through our site's content tree and select an existing page. We also have a title field, which allows us to set the text that is displayed when you hover over the link, and the target field, which either allows us to open in the current window by default, or we can open in a new window or tab by selecting the second option. We can then hit insert, and we've successfully inserted a link. To remove this link, we simply need to highlight this text and click the broken chain link icon. And now we've successfully unhyperlinked our text. The last tool we'll cover is the anchor tool, which allows you to link to certain areas of the current page based on the name you enter. For instance, if we name our anchor test, insert that, and then if we navigated to this current page and added #test to the end of the URL, when the page loaded, it would automatically jump to this area of the page. This is useful for an FAQ section or a table of contents where you might have a hyperlink that links directly to a certain area on the page. We hope that this tutorial has provided you with more insight into how to use the rich text editor of Umbraco. In our next tutorial, we'll cover more advanced features like inserting images, tables, and videos into our content.